Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for sacrificing and sharing some of your time on a Tuesday afternoon for us or with us. My name is Bill Soroka. I'm the founder of NotaryCoach.com and the High Performance Notary Community on School, where I help entrepreneurs implement their training and education to get the results they want. And I love introducing tools and opportunities that help you thrive no matter what. Which brings us to why we're here today. Now, before we jump in, I want to take a moment to really kind of properly introduce and set the person you're about to hear from up. Mike Fedick and I go way back to the before times, right, Mike? Like before the pandemic, if you can imagine. And for years now, we've been building tools, programs, and real business opportunities together to help entrepreneurs all over the country create more stability, more options, and more control in their work. And since founding Reach Solar, Mike and I have been working very intentionally behind the scenes on something that simply makes sense for the real estate, loan signing, and expanded mobile notary communities. And what Mike and his team have engineered here is genuinely impressive. And this isn't some fly by night gimmick type sale, it's a real program built with real lenders designed to solve a real problem in today's housing market. And I'm excited for you to meet both Mike and hear this presentation here in just a minute. But first, let me quickly set expectation for how today's call is going to flow. We very specifically designed this session for real estate agents who want to expand their buyer network and eliminate down payments for their clients when purchasing a home. So a lot of what you're going to hear today will be aimed at licensed professionals. So real quick, check in the chat for me. If you're a licensed real estate agent, drop a hello in the chat and tell us what states you are licensed in, if you're in a safe place to do that. And if you're not licensed, that's okay too. But light that chat up. Let us know where you are. Broker in Florida, all right. Susan's in mortgage, great. Awesome. Thank you for participating in the chat. That really makes a difference to everybody who's on this call today. Now, you may have also noticed that the invitation that I sent also welcomed you to attend if you're not licensed, and I did that for two important reasons. First, there's an opportunity to refer to the Reach Homeownership Program without being a licensed real estate, and we'll touch on that. And second, if you're personally interested in buying a home without draining your cash or separating yourself from your liquidity, this program may be exactly what you're looking for. This is very real, very legitimate, and it's a way to access zero down payment financing for your first or your next home. So whether you're here as a licensed professional or someone who supports real estate transactions, or you're a future buyer, you're in the right place today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's presentation. It's my pleasure to introduce my good friend, Mike Fedick. Mike, thank you so much for being here. Please take it away.
All right. Well, thank you, Bill. And I appreciate you very much. And we do go way back. I remember when we first got connected through a mutual friend who we both respect very much so. And it's been a great journey with you. And, we've done some great things together, but I was always waiting for the big grand slam that we would do together. And we were patient. And that's what I respect so much about how well you think through and protect your community. And this community I know is very special to you, right? It's a community that really becomes, you start off as, being a notary, right? But it really turns into a big family. That's where the long lasting relationships come in. And with family, we always hope we can trust, our family. Not all of us. You guys always have the one or two in the family. You go, Roger, I'm not letting him borrow any more money. He's never paid me back, right? And other than that, though, you usually have very deep trust for your family. So I'm very grateful. I'm very honored to be here today. Welcome to all of you. And as Bill said, the presentation that I'm going to go over today, I'm going to speak directly to you, licensed real estate agents. I saw somebody from the mortgage industry, another beautiful industry to be a part of because there's 33% of your clientele that can't qualify for what I'm about to talk about. And now you can provide this lending product to them as well, as long as you don't get yourself in trouble with your lender. Okay, so, but I'm going to talk to all of you today because if you're not a licensed real estate agent, if you're not in the mortgage industry, you know a lot of people that are licensed real estate agents. The one industry that I absolutely love and I smile is the real estate industry because everybody has a friend or family in the real estate business, right? And what I want to help solve today, Bill, and for a lot of the agents out there, so it starts with taking care of the client, right? If you lead by taking care of your clients and doing a good job, everything else kind of falls in place. But this statistic came to me yesterday from our lender. It's a new updated 2025 NAR numbers, okay? And this blew me away. In the year of 2025, just last year, there was 1.3 million people in the United States of America that had an active real estate license. 1.3 million people in the US last year had an active real estate license. Of that 1.3 million, Susan, 923,543 people never sold one home. I'm going to repeat that one more time. 923,000 of the 1.3 million never sold one home. Now, for some people, they would look at that and be very discouraged, right? That's 71% of that pile of people, 71%. But I get so excited when that came across my desk yesterday. And I said, wow, can I now imagine helping that 923,000 people that actually went through a test, and not an easy one, okay? Went through a test to get a license and yet never sold a home. And with what I'm going to present to you today, I believe, my personal opinion, is that we could help 25, maybe 30% of those people all at least get one. Because every single one of those 923,000 agents, Bill, all of them have one friend who's renting, who doesn't want to rent, who would prefer to own, but could not do so because of a down payment. That's the only reason that close friend could not buy a home. They didn't qualify for the other products that we all are very familiar with as agents, right? As soon as you say zero money down, licensed agents used to, when I first brought this product out, I had to get my thick skin, Bill, because here's what they said. Oh, Mike, I know all about those products. I have those at my office, right? And I had to laugh for a second. I said, Joe told me that this was going to happen. Okay. And they go to tell me what they have. And every single agent tells you the exact same thing of what they have for zero down programs. And so I'm so confident today and so excited because what I'm going to share with all of you that are licensed agents, and remember, if you're not a licensed agent, it's okay. You know licensed agents, so it's just as valuable, this information. But for all my licensed agents, before I dive in today, I want you to know that this product I'm about to share with you, you have never used it before. You have never seen it before. It has never been available to you as a licensed agent before today. We are the first company in the United States of America to bring this lending product to the states that we operate in. You'll see in a minute, 31 states this is active and ready for to do business today. The good news, we are partnered with our lending partner. PRMI is our lending partner. PRMI. They're doing about $4 billion a month in new business and about $10 billion a year in servicing the clientele that they have on the books. So they are no Mickey Mouse company. They are not some over the night company in their garage trying a new program out to see if it works. They are rock solid, are a very sound company who simply found a better way to put people into a house with no money down using renewable energy as the source. And so guys, I'm going to pull up my screen now. I am so excited to share with all of you here. And again, I'm most excited because this is something you've never seen before. This is something that you've never had access to before. And the fact that Mr. Bill gets to bring this to all of you for the first time is, again, always my honor. Our company, the company that is partnered with PRMI, is Reach. Okay. Now, in the very beginning days of Reach, we started off as a solar company. That's who we were originally. And with that, we learned a lot. You want to know the first thing, Susan, I learned very quickly? Real estate agents and solar did not get along very well. Now, real estate agents with paid off solar and there was no loan or lease on the house, you loved it. It made the house so easy to sell when there was no loan or lease. So I'm going to speak your language today. I promise. I know your frustrations. I've been at the solar game for a long time. So I was always looking into why that was, Susan. And you know what it really came down to was I was so much on the real estate agent side. Even as a founder and CEO of a solar company, Christina, I felt for the agents because you got stuck trying to sell a house. The deal went through, everything looked wonderful. And now all of a sudden you can't get the stupid solar lease loan terms and all that stuff transferred over to the new buyer easily, which the person told you it would be easy, but it's not. And then you come to find out that the solar company's even out of business. And now you can't even sell the house to the client because of the nightmare of solar. So I want all of you agents to understand before I get into this presentation, I already know that. And I already knew that. And so my goal and my dream, and I prayed for it, and I remember always saying, if I could ever get real estate agents to come together with solar, it would be a dynamic duo. It would be powerful because at the end of the day, solar, the technology of what it does is brilliant. I get a $400 electric bill gone when I have paid off solar. I don't have any payment. It is brilliant. Okay. Solar is magnificent when it's paid off solar. What I'm going to share with all of you today in this program, Revolutionizing Home Ownership, we are dealing with paid off solar. There is no lease. There is no loan. The mortgage lender bundles everything together to make this no money down payment possible. And I'm going to get into all the details, so just stay tuned. But I want to get your attention early because you might be, some of you already Googling Reach. Oh my gosh, this is a solar guy. I can't believe I'm on here. Bill, what did you do to me? I trusted you, right? No, I promise you, what you're going to see is going to just open your eyes to the future of how everyone will buy a home. Nobody, nobody in the future will buy a home the old way. Okay. Now I'm making a bold statement there, but I can show you that even if I'm rich and I have money, why would I ever take out of my investments earning 10, 12, 18% to use for a down payment when I can have better terms, a better rate, everything better with a no money down program? Most people think no money down program, they're going to get caught paying a higher fees or a larger mortgage and all of that. And it's the opposite here. And let me dive in and show you. So here we go. I'm going to talk a little bit about our company. I've kind of already done so. We originally were a solar company. Now we are just Reach. We've actually dropped the word solar because we are very focused into the home buying segment of our company now. This is kind of where all of our attention is going, is buying a home with no money down. Our company is a mission-driven corporate team, guys. We have a very strong team, expertise in real estate. We've got some folks that have been in the real estate industry now for 30 plus years. And when these folks came on board and we started to show them and start to build this out, the gentleman that I think of all the time, he's been in real estate, he's been a broker, he led the entire state of Florida at one point. His name was Kevin, under the big real estate organization in Florida. And he said, Mike, I've been doing this for 31 years. What you have put together with your company and PRMI is going to change the way real estate is done in the future, period. And so that's where I got so much confidence, guys, is dealing with so many successful big time brokers that have now adopted this plan and said, wow, you're onto something big. So we have experience. Let's talk about the need, though, when we look at home ownership. There are currently 50 million people. That's a big number. 50 million Americans right now have the credit score to qualify in our program, which is a 620 credit score. Okay, 620 is very fair. It's a low number for buying a home with no money down. Okay, but I'll explain why that's much more fair than it used to be. It started off in the sevens. It wasn't easy. It had to get work down to figure out what that right number was for the buyer that can make those payments consistently. So 50 million Americans today have the credit score to meet our program, and they have the monthly income to pay for a mortgage. Okay. And so the number one reason why those people do not buy a house today is because of the down payment. You see the down payment, the average down payment, average home in America last year was about 400 grand. The average down payment was sitting right between that 30 and $40,000 range to go buy a home. Well, the average American today doesn't have $1,000 saved up in their savings account, let alone 30 or 40,000 to put down on a home. So it's easier for them to just stay renting. That's what they think they have to do. And there's not a lot of hope for them. Now, I know some of you say, well, Mike, there's programs out there, first time home buyer program. You're correct. But what if they've already bought a home 10 years ago? Then there's ways that that doesn't work. Under the first time home buyer program, would you agents agree there's a lot of hoops and hurdles that people have to jump through? I can only make this much money and I can't make more than this. And then sometimes I'm limited to what kind of cap there is. I can only buy a home at a certain price point. And I'm stuck in a certain neighborhood that I have to buy in these cookie cutter kind of boxes. And there's just a lot of heavy rules and hoops and hurdles that you have to jump through with a lot of these no money down assisted programs. Government comes out with them sometimes, and I have to be a veteran or I have to be a certain age and I can't have a certain few things happen in my lifetime or I automatically disqualify. I want you guys to imagine today as we go through this, all of those are erased. Our zero money down program has no cap. I can buy a $2 million home if I qualify for it. Ours has no territory restriction. Susan, I could be living in Florida but looking for a new home in Georgia, and I can qualify with this program. And I don't have to buy in a certain neighborhood, and I'm not tied to a certain district of the town that I have to buy in. Just imagine it being the most simple, normal lending product that you've all used in your careers, but with no money down. And I'll explain how it works. When you talk about electricity, we all know that electricity is important. Many of us enjoy having lights, heating right now, where some of the places it's freezing cold, right? Cooling in the summer times. If you're in Florida, Texas, or where Bill used to live out in Arizona, you really needed to have air conditioning working all the time. In fact, if it broke down, you had a backup because you were always just nervous you couldn't survive in the house. So we all know that refrigeration, internet, TV, all of that needs electricity. We all agree on that. But Christina, you know what blew my mind is when I found this statistic, and I researched it more to make sure it was pretty accurate, and it was across the board, that since 2020, the average American saw an increase in their utility cost by 41%. Now, Susan, if it was 4.1% over a 5 or 6 year period of time, it wouldn't hurt as bad, but it would still hurt. Like to see an increase on something that is the biggest scam monopoly outside of the pharmaceutical companies that I know of is the utility companies. What they can produce power for and what they charge us for it's just not right. They should be in jail. Okay. But we know we can't stop that. Right. And so what can we do is the big question. What is the next big alternative to eliminating or reducing my utility costs? Because it's never going to go down. It's impossible, guys. With AI being the number one fastest growing technology in the world, and AI doing what it's supposed to be able to do in the next 3, 5, and 10 years, electricity cost is not going down. It's only going to go up. Why? Because there's over 2,000 right now massive data centers being built in our country that need to have electricity to be able to store all of this brilliance from AI. And when that gets put onto the grid, it's going to make your cost of your home power go up and continue to go up like it has in the last 6 years of 41%. And so we've got to do something different and be open to understand that my power bill today is probably going to almost double in the next few years. Okay. And so we all know the big question. Can I produce power on my house cheaper than I can buy it? Can I produce power cheaper than I can buy it? And if the answer is yes, which for about 90% of you, the answer is yes, then it makes sense to look at that alternative. And we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, I want you guys not to get discouraged here. Okay, you haven't heard much about the buying a home with zero money down. Okay, I'm going on a little electricity rant, but it all ties together because most of the time we look at buying a home and we look at the cost of that, but we don't look at buying a home with the cost added to utility. We have to have electricity to the home. That becomes a more expensive house now when you add utility cost. And so I'm going to talk about our program as we get moving here. So our zero down home ownership, we help people buy a home with no money down. There's no gotchas, there's no games. It's not a first time home buyer product. I could have bought 38 homes in my lifetime and I'm now buying the 39th home. Okay, this is a unique product, first to market. We have the exclusive with PRMI. That's why somebody one time said, Mike, be careful, don't say the name. You know, people will call behind your back and try to go use this program. And I said, well, I'm so strong. I'm so glad you feel that way, but we have a very strong contract that we have an exclusive. They can't. And we've already had 2 people in 4 weeks already go behind our back to try and work a deal out with our lender. And they're so kind to let us know how that happened and who they were. And now we just kind of smile and go, we must be onto something. If already in 3 or 4 weeks, people are trying to call our lender to find out. Now, I want to say on our products here on the home buying, we're not testing this out with you guys to see if it works. We've already been doing it for a couple years, but only with developers that were building very unique neighborhoods with 200, 300, 400, 600 person homes. PRMI was the lender in the bank servicing these no money down deals with this program I'm going to share with you. And so what's so great about that is it's already been proven, right? Thousands and thousands of people successfully bought a house with no money down using the exact formula that I'm going to show you today. So it was proven there, but we are the first people outside of those neighborhoods to offer this product. And as real estate agents, you are the first agents getting access to this product to be able to do what you do every day, and that's provide a new home for people. Home solar value, we're going to talk a little bit about because it all ties together. Every home has one, but 99% of homeowners have no idea what theirs is. Now, guys, I really want you to pay attention here for a second because this is powerful. What I'm showing you right here automatically goes into buying a house with no money down. The benefits that you see with what this is, home solar value, they automatically apply to the people that are using this as a real estate lending product. Okay. So there's actually 2 benefits. I buy a home with no money down, but there's an extra layer of benefits of what I'm showing you here because I automatically get to qualify for all of this as well as the no money down. Right. And Joe and I just talked through this. He's like, Mike, you got to make sure people understand that with the no money down program, they still get this, what you see on the screen right here, which was just a reassurance of how powerful this is. So let's talk very briefly about this part. What is the home solar value? Because look, every single one of you real estate agents, you have sold houses to people. So they don't need right now to buy another home. They're happy where they are. But as agents, you can normally never serve them again until about 7 years that the average person looks to resell that home. But over that 7-year window, there's not much that you bring back to them for recommendations of good services to their home. But this is one unique thing that you can do for existing homeowner clients, although we're going to focus our talk today on buying a house with no money down, okay? But there's money sitting on the table for you. And when you can see and understand how powerful this is, if I was a client of yours 2 years ago and you heard about this, what I'm about to share with you, and you didn't come back and tell me, I would be a little upset as your client to go, hey, you knew about this and you didn't tell me or didn't give me my home solar value. So let me explain, guys. Watch this. There's a total number of government incentives on a local, state, and federal level that every home can qualify for in the United States of America. Some have a huge number, which is really good. Some have a small number, but every home is eligible for some type of government incentive that's on the table right now to have access to for your home. It automatically qualifies for it right now today. The second thing in a home solar value is the total electricity savings. When you look at a system, whether it's financed or it's paid cash for, or in our case, it's bought by the lender, cash up front, goes into the mortgage, no matter what, there's a savings by going solar. Some people's monthly savings is huge. For example, I had a friend of mine who had a $700 a month average electric bill, 6,000 square foot home, right? Ran the air conditioning all the time, the heating when it was cold. $700 electric bill. We got rid of that and put him into a $325 a month solar payment. Big amount of savings, would you agree? Huge amount. Guess what the $700 bill is today, he told me. His neighbor, $1,150 a month. $1,150 his neighbor. Same home, same exact home. My buddy's still paying $350 a month, right? He just sent me a text 3 days ago, before the weekend, before the Super Bowl. So guys, there's a total savings there. And then the third thing is the equity in a home. Now we all know, Susan, that's when the solar's paid off. When the solar's paid off, it makes the value of the home go up. Not when there's a lease and a loan still on it. Okay, that's the misconception here. When the solar's paid off, automatically you can go read every article from your Zillow to your Redfins to all of your big respected home industry companies say that the value of a home with paid off solar on the lowest end of any article says 4%, and all the way up in Texas and some areas in Austin 9%. So let's just say if it's between 4 and 9, let's just say 5 to be fair. So the value of my home goes up when I have paid off solar on it by at least 5%. That's pretty powerful. So all we do, ladies and gentlemen, for people that already own a house, is we just ask them, what is your home solar value? Have you pulled that number this year? If Bill was my friend, I would call him and say, hey, Bill, have you pulled your home solar value number this year for your property? You know what he's going to say and what your clients are all going to say back to you? What are you talking about? What is a home solar value? I've never heard of that. What is that? Well, you're eligible. It has government incentives, total savings on your electricity costs, and your home value potentially can go up. Let me find out what yours is. Send me your electric bill. That's all they have to do. They send the electric bill, you send it to us, we do everything else. You don't have to blink an eye or lift a finger. We provide it all. Communication, Zooms, we get on, we show the homeowner, we tell them that number. And so all we say, guys, and I'm finished on this, I promise. All we say is just be fair and let someone know what theirs is. Just let homeowners know what theirs is. If they say yes and want to move forward, fantastic. If they say, hey, Mike, thanks for giving that to me. I had no idea, but I appreciate it. I'm not interested in moving forward. No problem. But at least they know. And knowledge is power. Okay.
What's going on?
So guys, let me wrap up this segment and then I'm moving into home buying. Okay. But remember, home buying ties into this. So I want to make sure you guys understand there's value here. But I want to give you guys a real estate friend of mine. His testimonial. He was very skeptical. In fact, he hated solar, to be honest with you. He hated it so much that I literally flew him from Austin, Texas to Guadalajara, where I live in Mexico, to my home for 2 days to find out why he hated it so much. And by the time he left, he gave me a big hug and he said, man, thank you. I look at it different now. I understand it. Because he was so tied up in the leases and the contracts and the bad companies that did bad things to customers, that's where most real estate agents are just tied into that whole mindset. So he wasn't ever willing to look outside the box and hear it in a different perspective. But when he did, he left here, gave me a big hug, and he said, thank you. And guess what he did? He went right to the person he loves the most, his mom and dad, who, by the way, did not want solar. His dad thought it was ugly. He did not want it. But listen to this testimonial. Once somebody finds out their home solar value, most people make a pretty good decision. Check this out.
What's going on, guys? Joseph Valenzuela here. I wanted to share with you my parents' story and their journey to get solar. Let me give you a little context. I came into this whole thing from a real estate background, and I was very skeptical about solar. I had seen some of the different finance or lease terms that people had gotten themselves into, and it made properties hard to sell. So I kind of had my guard up, and it wasn't until we were doing a development project in California where we were required by law to put solar on all new construction. And that's what started to shift my mindset. I thought, man, maybe there is something to this if it's the law that you have to put it on. And so I learned about this concept of your home solar value and kind of all the things, hopefully you've heard about that. And I went to my mom and dad and I said, hey, has anybody ever showed you your home solar value? And as soon as my dad heard the word solar, the first words out of his mouth were, solar's ugly. Let me give you a little context on that. My brother and my dad and I built our family home in Poway, California. It's one of my dad's dreams. We did everything. We dug the footings, poured the foundation, framed the walls. I mean, everything. We built this house. And my dad, it's been his baby. He doesn't want to mess up the aesthetics on this house at all. But I said, Dad, I don't know what your home solar value is going to look like, but I do know that it would be worth your time to find out and take a look. And I'll tell you guys up front, not every house is a home run. Some are, some aren't. It just turned out that my parents' house was an absolute grand slam home run. They qualified for not only local incentives from the city of Poway, they also got a ton of federal incentives that we were able to help them with. And on a $56,000 solar system that my parents bought with zero money out of pocket, we're able to finance with 100% financing, lower their electric bill by about 20 bucks a month. They were able to qualify for over $60,000 in incentives. They actually made money. And that doesn't even include the depreciation and interest write-off that they're able to take. They're going to end up putting all that cash that they got towards paying off the solar system in full, and they're going to be able to own it free and clear. But I mean, imagine just getting a free solar system because of all that. So here's what I know for sure, guys. Help everybody find out. Some are going to be great. Some aren't. It's all good. We get paid to help people find out along the way. And my parents are now the biggest promoters ever of solar. They love it. They think it's great. And they think it looks beautiful. So with that, enjoy.
Awesome, Joe. Well, guys, I'm telling you, that's just one story. I have hundreds of people, right? We're working on getting all the testimonials together. They're going to be on our site. And this is the power of when solar is done the right way. When you talk about home solar value and really breaking that down to a client, it's much more than just the electric bill savings, okay? There's so much more to it. But again, you don't have to figure that out. You're just referring it. See, here's the beauty of referring, okay? Referring is this. I bump into my buddy Bill. I say, Bill, do you own the house you're in or do you rent? He goes, I own, Mike. I go, Bill, has anybody ever pulled your home solar value for you? And he goes, no, I don't even know what that is. So no one's ever done it. I say, Bill, man, sometimes you're eligible for quite a bit of money. Send me your electric bill. Let me send it in this company. If it looks good and there's money for you on the table, they'll call you and set up a Zoom to show you how much is there. You see, guys, you don't have to do anything. You're just connecting that person to us. Let that person come get the information and make their decision like Joe's mom and dad. It would have been really bad if Joe kept his realtor hat on and just was negative and never listened to me, never came to Guadalajara, and now his mom and dad pay $700 a month for their utility bill, right? And they didn't get $60,000. I can't even believe when I say this, $60,000 back in their pocket. You guys know it was only 50 grand, but she picked up another 10,000 as mom because she found out she was in a fire zone in Southern California. There's a fire zone in Southern California where you pick up another $10,000 in rebate credit, money back to your pocket. it's crazy, right? So guys, that's the beauty of what we just talked about, right? Why own electricity versus renting? The same way all of you real estate agents preach why people should own real estate rather than renting it if they can. It's the same idea of electricity. I should own it rather than continuing to rent it with no control. But let's really dive into why all of you are here today. Some of you said, finally, Mike, thank you, right? Thank you for getting through that. But I think there's a few of you that kind of said, I never thought of it that way. Maybe I own a house. Maybe I should just look at what my home solar value is. I just take a look. I don't have to buy, but I should take a look. And the answer is yes, you always should take a look. Knowledge is powerful to know what's available. Now, 10 years from now, Bill, we're all going to be laughing because every one of you on this call are going to have solar, okay? It's just like when many of you first heard about Facebook. Me too. I go, what? You put a picture of your kids on the internet? Are you kidding me? Who would ever do that? What kind of parent is that? My buddy, I just can't believe he put his kids in a swimming pool on Facebook. Now all of us have probably posted 10 times in the last week on our Facebook accounts, or we've checked it, or we strolled, right? Or there's still one of you who doesn't mess with it at all, but I'm sure all of you, as being in the notary business, being in real estate, okay, you probably use social media today. It takes a while for things to get adopted. It's taken a long time for solar. We only got 5 million customers after 40 years. And again, remember, agents, I'm on your side. Some companies are bad. The agreements are bad. The leases are bad. The loans are bad. But they're bad. There's bad lenders out there and you still do real estate, right? There's bad doctors out there, but you still go get your checkup. You just got to find the right people that do it the right way. And we believe we're doing it the right way because we took commissions out of the equation and we put the homeowner first to say, if this was my mom, would I sell her this? And the answer is 100%. All of my family has it. So yes, I would sell my family. Okay, guys, talk now. Let's talk about zero down home ownership and what this program is all about. Is it real? How does it work? It's very simple, okay? We are helping families get into their dream home faster with zero down payment, using an exclusive renewable energy incentive program that PRMI, our bank, is the only lender in the country using right now. Now, Bill, I'm going to have to stop saying that soon because eventually there'll be some lenders that go, this is brilliant. We can afford to do this. I see the value. And they're going to copy us, guys. We have no exclusive, in the industry. We just have the exclusive with PRMI. So, but the beauty is that takes a long time. No mortgage lender is going to just take our idea. We've been operating this program for 4 weeks now. They're not going to go, okay, we're going to do it. They're going to watch for a year. Okay, they're going to watch and see the results over the next year. So you have, if you're an agent, you have an opportunity in your local market to literally dominate. If I was an agent in Vero Beach, Florida, where I'm from, I would be the #1 agent this year. I guarantee it, and that's not ego. That's just having something that my competition doesn't have. And they can't just go buy it on the street. They can't just go to a real estate convention and purchase it at a booth out front in the hallway. It doesn't exist that way. It only can come through you. It can only come through Reach. We're the only ones that have it. All right. So here's how it works. The potential buyer needs to have a 620 credit score. That's the starting point, 620. Can we wiggle a little bit if they're at 604 or 608? Yes. Okay, just so you know, 600 is the bottom line. But let's say 620 to just make things simple on our lives so we don't have to even worry about it. But 620 is that sweet spot number. They must have a job of some sort or some type of monthly income that comes in from their business, from their W-2 job, from their retirements, from their investments, whatever it is. They need to have some proof of monthly income that can support covering that mortgage payment. Now, what our idea is, guys, and what our mission is the mortgage lender is the bank. So they're both here. And they actually do all the underwriting. So they're not going to take someone who's renting for $900 a month, Susan, and put him into a $3,200 a month mortgage. Okay, this isn't 2008. Those days are done, right? We learned the hard way. You can't just do that. Okay, now there's a lot of laws and rules in place because of that, but that's what was happening back in 2008. A server at Outback Steakhouse. Here's a $500,000 loan. Sure, move into your dream home. Okay, those days are gone, right? But what they do is they strategically take these potential buyers. They look at what they are currently spending in rent. They look at their income. They evaluate everything, and they feel confident recommending this mortgage amount, this lending amount, because this person can afford it. And so because we can raise the price up a few $100s, okay, than a typical, compared to a typical renter, right, is because we eliminate their electricity bill. They don't have an electricity bill with this program. I'm going to talk more about that in a second, but I want you to understand how the program works, okay, the simplicity of it. The mortgage lender buys the solar from my company at cash price. Do you know how valuable that is? When you buy solar at cash price and you buy in quantity, okay, what happens, Susan, is if you were to finance solar for your normal, let's say you're in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, and you were to finance solar on an average size home, you're probably financing with dealer fees and everything, probably 35 grand, right? It's expensive when you do the financing side. Now, when it's broken down into monthly payments, it doesn't really bother the owner, right? Because it's less than what they would have paid in the utility cost anyway. So it's still, as long as you're going to be in the house for a while, it still makes sense, even though you're paying a lot in finance and interest and dealer fees and all of that. But it's still better than your utilities in most cases. If it's not, we don't sell them solar. So that's our rule, guys, by the way, at Reach. If we can't save a person money, we never sell them solar. You know how many deals we've walked away from? It's not good. And that's what a good company does. It's not good for everybody. It's good for 75% of the homes out there, but not for every home. But watch this. Here's what's powerful. When you buy solar cash, that same $35,000 system, Susan, you can probably pick it up for 15 grand. So literally less than half of that cost when you pay cash for it. So the lender buys the solar from us at cash price, okay? And what they're able to do then is, because they're the bank, is they bundle the mortgage, okay, with that solar amount into one payment. But remember, it's not making my mortgage go up any higher than if I was doing this with a traditional lending product. Because the delta offsets itself, because there's no utility bill on the property, that I can afford this mortgage payment to go up $200, $250, $280, $300 a month more, because they're not going to make it succeed what the average utility cost is on that property. We know what the average utility is on that home. And so they're not going to make it go above that. So all of a sudden, the mortgage company is doing something so brilliant. They're taking what is the wasted monthly utility payment in a home off the table by utilizing solar as the power generator for the home's electricity. Because remember, every $100 on utility cost is buying power, right? $100 times 12 months times a year, right? I mean, times 12 months times 20, 30 years, right? It's a massive amount of money. So the average $200 or $300 electric bill gives me like $40, $50, $60,000 in buying power. That's the beauty of what they do. So my closing cost, everything is taken care of under this bubble from the lender. I come to the table and I don't pay anything. Now, with that being said, I do sometimes pay out my earnest money, right? And I do pay for the home inspection, but I get it back at closing. The bank just reimburses me. But technically for a minute, I do put that out, but I get it right back. So when it's said and done, I've moved into this house now without a penny out of my pocket. My mortgage rate is as competitive, if not better than 80% of the market. These guys are the real deal. They know how to compete. So it's not like I'm paying anything crazy more. This is no gotcha, right? This is simply just saying, take the wasted utility payment from that home, get it out of the way. I'll buy the solar cash for them. I'll put that into the mortgage. The payment's only going to go up and fluctuate less than what they would have paid on the utility bill. So it's a brilliant concept. You just need to have a lot of money to do it, right? So the average little mom and pop lender couldn't do this. Our company got earmarked $10 billion for this program. It's a massive amount of money needed to do this because you're putting a lot up front before you're ever getting it back. Okay. But guys, let me go deeper for you. So Susan, now watch this. So I'm moving into this new house now, okay, with no money out of my pocket. But because there's no loan on the solar, it's paid off solar. There's no payment, there's no lease, there's no finance to the solar. It's paid off. So when the appraiser comes out at the end of closing, when the appraiser comes out to appraise the home, it's automatically appraised at on a low end of 5% more than what I just purchased the house for with no money down. So on the $300,000 house, it gets appraised at $315,000 because it's got paid off solar. Guys, this is what's so brilliant with this program. And not only now do I have more value in the home that I just bought with no money down, I have no loan on the solar, it's paid off. So real estate agents, when you go back to sell that house for me in 6-7 years, makes it a lot easier to sell, it's paid off, right? And the value of the home, that increase in the value of the home takes care of what was just added to my mortgage for the system. The system cost me 15 grand, but the home value went up 15 grand. So it's a wash with no utility bill. Guys, this is so brilliant. But guys, let's stop hearing from me. Let's hear from the president of the bank, the actual lender, the guy who's doing the underwriting, that's doing $4 billion a month in transactions. Let's hear from him.
Guys, it's time to rethink home buying. Home buying's been done essentially the same way for the last 15 to 20 years. And here's one of the things that we noticed. You're never going to own a home without running to power to it. The cost of power climbs, the cost of home ownership climbs. And affordability is at an all-time high. Now, as a bank, as a mortgage servicer, people making their payments to us, we saw people adding renewable energy after they moved in. And they called us up because they were frustrated or they were angry. And we looked under the hood. We like, holy cow, look at the waste. Look at the dealer fees. Look at the financing fees. Look at these obscene, crazy commissions. And in an attempt to make their lives better, they actually made their lives more expensive in some ways. But at that time, we saw it was an opportunity for us and for everyone, right? How do we lower the cost of home ownership? How do we find affordability? So we created a brand new program that doesn't just look at PITI, but looks at PITI plus utilities, because there's so much money now that are going to utility companies that it's eating up housing budgets. So our program allows us to make energy efficient improvements in the mortgage at the time of purchase. In doing so, we literally unlock so much buying power in many markets that we lower the cost of their utilities more than we increase their mortgage payment. And when a homebuyer doesn't have to pay for dealer fees and financing fees and crazy commissions, there's so much money left over that we're able to turn that into down payment and closing cost assistance. That's essentially what we do. So we take the waste in utilities, we take the waste that is in the renewable energy financing, and we package that up and we give it to potential homebuyers, unlocking zero down, potentially zero cash to close, and a lower utility bill for home buyers. It allows homeowners to not just own their house, but to own their power with no extra liens and no extra leases. Look, there are a lot of people out there who would love to buy a home, but maybe don't have the down payment saved up. Or maybe they do have the down payment, but they're just scared because they don't want to burn through their savings account buying a house. This program unlocks that opportunity for home buyers, because as more people enter in the home buying market, as demand increases, the price of value increases, the price of a home increases. We don't want to see people who can afford the monthly payment of a house sit on the sidelines any longer. And there's so much waste in the current system that with Reach and the way that we do this together, we've been able to turn that into down payment and closing cost assistance without the crazy geographic overlays or the income overlays. We're really just talking about affordability. How do we fight those rising costs and turn it into buying power? And that's what our program does when we partner with great companies like Reach. So I'm excited to help you guys unlock that opportunity for many Americans to buy a house.
Awesome, Don. Thank you, guys. And again, having someone like Don and his experience, right? He's a pioneer, right? Because look, what he's doing is different, right? What he's doing hasn't been done before, right? And so again, when I say to all of you that some of you, this will shake you up a little bit, right? Some of you will be skeptical. Some of you will be negative. Some of you will be very positive, right? Okay. And again, some of you will need to hear it 3 or 4 times and actually meet Don, which you can meet Don every Tuesday and Thursday. You can meet Don on Zoom, ask him questions. We have a Q&A with Don every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Bill will get that out to all of you who attended. We'll invite you to that. And you can come on and ask the guy, the bank itself, about this, right? But guys, remember, you can't do thousands and thousands of successful clients, right? And then get your board of directors to give $10 billion to earmark to a new program if it's not working. Okay. The reason they're doing this program and allowing us now to participate, because it works so good with the builders that they know it'll work this good with us. In fact, probably better. And that's what we're most excited about. So guys, again, this is just a new thing. And by the way, for all of you that are agents, if you put people through your other lending products, you still do that, still do business the way you do, okay? But 30% of the people in your hometown right now cannot qualify to buy a home with one of your current lending products. So all you're doing is adding another tool to your toolbox to service the 30% of people in your community that would like to buy a home, but they can't because of a down payment. You are now giving them a new tool that if 5 years from now, every lender is going to have this. It won't be new. And you're going to laugh and go, I remember being on Bill's Zoom 5 years ago, and this guy was telling me about it. And boy, I was skeptical. I'll tell you, what he was telling me, I didn't understand it. And now every lender in the country has it, and you use it every day, right? That's where this is going, okay? It's not if, it's just when it's going to happen. So, and guys, the same benefits you guys know. I'm not even going to talk on this slide of why owning can be better than renting in most cases, right? And so the timing of what we have is unique because we have the exclusive, because there's such a pool of people, right? And imagine interest rate go down just a little bit more in the next 6 months or a year, right? That's just going to be better for us. But I'll give you guys one quick statistic that I think you as agents will really love. Okay. And by the way, we're open in these 31 states. Okay. You can take a screenshot. This recording will go back out to everybody. So don't worry about it. You can also go to our website. You can see it all here, but just a quick snapshot. But the statistic I wanted to tell you guys was PRMI ran a report on my little town in Vero Beach, Florida. And they ran the report based on how many people could qualify for this program, 620 credit score, job, monthly income. And just in my little Indian River County, Vero Beach, Florida, that zone there, 26,000 people are eligible for this program to buy a house with no money down. Susan, big problem though. Only 297 homes available to buy in that community. 26,000 people are eligible to buy a home with our program, but there's only 300 houses available to purchase. That's called a massive opportunity for us. Guys, I'm going to switch gears now. I'm going to go about 10 more minutes Very, very high level here. There's not a lot of hoops and hurdles that you need to kind of jump through to learn this, because I'm going to keep it very basic for you. We have a very detailed compensation plan that if you want to learn more, okay, you can do so. If you want to start and just kind of kick the tires a little bit with us and just be free and not have to pay for anything or at all, you can do all of that and you can learn way more later. Right now, I've already fire hosed you with a lot of information, and I don't want to keep on hosing you down with how much money you can make here, because it's endless of the opportunity. So I'm going to speak to all of you on a very 1, 2, 3 concept kind of way to make money and keep it very organic. We have 3 pathways that somebody can choose to be a part of this program. Okay. And when I say program, meaning that this is the opportunity side for you to share the both products we have: home solar value for existing homeowners, buying a home with 0 money down. Okay. And so number 1 is everybody can join for free. There's no cost. There's no cost monthly. There's no paying per lead or anything like that. It is absolutely just a free program across the board, and you can stay free forever and never send my company 1 penny in our program. Number 2, some people join for free. They kick the tires a little bit. They put in a couple deals to the lender, and they see how successful it is. By the way, guys, I don't have a real estate license, Susan. I have 8 people in the pre-qualification status. 4 of them have been pre-approved to go buy a home in my first 3 weeks, just by reaching out to people I know who are renting. Now, I don't have a license. So what do? I have to turn them over to a licensed agent in that zip code and let that agent go sell a home to them. That's where our lead program comes in. So stay tuned, guys, because that's the best part of this whole presentation. But I'm giving you guys an idea of how cool this is. I am not a licensed agent. How could I have 8 people in a pre-qual stage and 4 of them being pre-approved with a letter from the bank? Because I'm not getting paid on the real estate transaction. That's Susan's job. She's the real estate agent. She gets to make the real estate commission. I get to make the solar commission. Every deal in this program is a solar deal. By the way, guys, it doesn't have to be solar. To get the no money down program, the homeowner doesn't have to have solar. They could have just batteries. They could be in a condo unit and just have batteries in their garage as electricity backup. It's anything that qualifies as a renewable energy product. Okay, solar is the best because you can get away with so much more power in the solar. But if somebody just hates solar, they can do battery backups, and they can literally take the time when electricity is at the lowest and let their battery suck up all that. And then when the electricity is at the highest, when people come home at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, they can sell it back to the grid, and they can earn credits to reduce their electricity cost. Just so everybody knows, okay, it does not have to be solar. When you connect with the lender, you can let the lender know, hey, I love this program. I think it's so smart, but I hate solar panels. They're ugly. What's my other option? And the lender will give you and tell you exactly what other option you have to use the no money down program. So I want to make sure everybody knows that. So number 2 person says, hey, I'd like to be a part of this academy, right? I laughed because I got a text from Bill the other day. He said, man, I was just going to cruise through that certification course that was in the academy and just get it done so I could have access to the stuff. He goes, but it was so good, I couldn't stop watching it. It was so powerful because it's a real estate agent kind of talking through, right, the power of buying a house and how to be able to do it now with this program and why it makes so much sense, and the amount of savings that comes from it, not just from saving from my down payment, but everything else I talked about. Joe does a great job. So in the academy, you automatically unlock that first course. Every month, we're bringing a new course in the academy. So you get tons of value. So in the next 6, 7 months, you got 7, 8, 9, 10 courses that are just going to keep getting uploaded in there. But the real estate one's in there now. And so you can be academy active, which just gives you guys more bells and whistles, more bonuses and all that. And then number 3, why many of you are here, you're a licensed agent. What's in it for you? So let's talk about the free program first, because I want you guys to think about, as real estate agents, okay? Susan, it never really made sense as an agent for you to be in your Uber in the back seat and you tell the driver, hey, buddy, if you ever get anybody looking to buy a house, send them to me, right? Here's my card. You never did that. It would be awkward, right? In some ways, it could be against the law, right? You're paying commissions to someone that referred real estate to you, right? That's just not a normal, natural thing. But Susan, if you think about it a little different now, where you go, this company Reach, my Uber driver could join for free. I can send him my link. He could join for free. And now he gets incentivized to send me pre-approved buyers, not pre-qualified, pre-approved guys. When you as an agent get a lead from us, it's approved. It has a letter from the bank. In fact, Susan, it's so good it has a guarantee letter that says to the seller that if this deal falls apart because of financing, you have a $5,000 guaranteed deposit coming to you if this fails because of finance. It's a guaranteed letter from the lender. That's how confident the lender is when they give the pre-approved buyer the letter that that deal's going through and it's not going to stop because of finance. And if it does, we give $5,000 to the seller. Pretty powerful, right? I mean, I believe so, right? It's saying, hey, listen, this deal is not going to fall apart because of that. So guys, imagine this. Okay, I'll come back to that scenario in a second. A free person can join. They get a free website. They get free marketing tools, landing pages, videos, social media posts that can attract people that are interested in buying a house. They get trainings from us. We pay them the commissions. You never have to pay as an agent. We do all the paying. And all they're doing is every day finding pre-approved buyers to buy a home in their hometown. That's all their job is. We pay them to find those people. And when they get approved, we pay that person for getting them approved for you. It's pretty cool, guys. Watch, it gets better. Hang tight. Watch this. Every single time, so someone joins for free, okay? We call them bird dogs. Let's use that terminology, a bird dog. You guys know what that is? The hunters, if they're out there hunting, they use the dogs to go get the birds that are 200 yards away and bring them back to the owner. So the bird dogs, okay, join our company for free. There's no cost. Every time a bird dog person goes out and finds a renter who would like to buy a house with no money down, they then get them approved. They get them sent to our lender. This is all done through technology, APIs, everything. We have all the tools. Everything's done, guys. We've been running this program. I told you I got 8 people personally in 3 weeks through the process. So you put them through the lender, okay? And the lender then does all their work, gets all the documents, tax documents, bank statements, does it, in beginning, by the way, in the beginning, just to find out what Bill and I are approved for, there's no credit check. Right? It's all just verbal. So we actually can get somebody an estimated amount of what they would roughly qualify for without ever pulling their credit. So it's such a fantastic thing, guys, because we can put lots of people through the system to then weave them out and find the ones that actually are going to get approved. And then when they get approved, the person who connected them gets $100 before they ever go buy a home. They may go do it 5 times. And that person never buys a house. All 5 people never buy a home. That person still made $500. See, what we're doing is we are generating the most qualified, best leads you've ever had in real estate. Okay, Zillow Flex program doesn't have anything on this. Number one, the amount of money you have to spend to be a part of that program, you agents know, it's a fortune. And the leads aren't so-so. Someone clicked a box and said they were interested in buying a home. That's not a pre-approved lead. We only give you pre-approved leads. When people have the letter from the bank, they're approved for $400,000, we then connect them to you to go find them a house. That's the quality of lead we produce. And how do we do such a good job of doing that? This right here, $100. Now, if you're a licensed agent, you also could literally today sign up, take your database, use our landing page. It's really good. Buy a home with no money down. Click the blue box to find out how much you're approved for. No credit ding to your credit. You go get that out to your network. And 10 people hit the box and 5 apply and get approved next week, you just made $500 just for getting them approved by sending them a link. Right? So agents, you know what we call that? That's your gas money. You deserve it. For all the times you have to drive around and show people a house that never buy, cost you money as agents. I know, okay? We call it gas money for you. But we really use it as the incentive for the free people that just want to join for free and make some referrals and make some extra income, because money's tight right now in the world. Money's very tight in the US right now. People need to make an extra $500,000 a month, part-time, spare time. So this is kind of our program of what we designed for free, that they can come in and make $100. Now, here's what's so great, Bill. When somebody says yes and they actually buy the home, that person gets a $400 additional commission from the solar side. Because I'm not a licensed agent. I can never make a commission on a real estate transaction, but I can make it on the solar, the renewable energy product. If it was batteries, I make an additional $400 when that happens. So guys, think about this for 1 second. You can get someone to join for free. They could go out and get 10 people to go through the pre-approval application, okay, get approved. They make $100. They made $1,000. And then when the first one or the second one or the third one says yes, they make an additional 400. So I join for free and I can make $1,400 a month by helping the 50 million people that are renting that would prefer to own, but they can't do it because of the no money down. So guys, this is what we're so excited about. We're creating something very unique and special. It's why the broker for 31 years, very successful in Florida, said, Mike, you're changing the game. Like what you're doing is going to help the real estate market tremendously, right? You're going to help those 900 and something thousand agents who never sold a house at least be able to sell one, right? Break that mold, break that statistic, okay? So guys, that's the example, right? I go out. Now remember, I make $100 when someone gets approved in the application, but if we go back to the home solar value, remember the people that already own a home, if somebody already owns a home and they just listen to a presentation from our company Reach, they just listen on Zoom, they just listen. They don't have to buy. You make $100 as well. So if I invite Bill to see what his home solar value is, he shows up on Zoom to get the number to see. After that Zoom's done, I made $100 just for getting him to show up and listen. You could do that 10 times and no one ever buys. You made $1,000. You go, Mike, well, your company's crazy. You're going to lose money. No, because when 10 people see their home solar value, I promise more than one says yes. Okay, we know our numbers, guys. We've been doing this for a couple of years. In fact, it's closer to 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 say yes. But we don't want to show those big numbers. We want to just show, hey, look, this is almost like you tripped and you fell, and you can earn this kind of money, okay? Guys, you can get a little bit more crazy. You could go out and talk to 50 people. Who has 50 people right now? Some of you people that have been doing the notary business for a long time. You have a great clientele already. You have a database of people. What if a lot of those people in your database are so pissed off at their utility company, but they don't know another way, or they're renting and they make good money and they're saving for a down payment. They're in the process. That's like their goal, but they have no idea this program exists. All you have to do is get the information out to them. Remember, guys, we don't sell anybody anything. This is what I love about the program. Guys, we don't sell anything. We just educate. Here's your home solar value number, Bill. Yes or no? Does it make sense to you? No. Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, man. I'll stay in touch with you. Hey, Bill, do you own or you rent? I rent. Hey, man, here's an application. If you ever want to buy with no money down, click here, man. See what you qualify for. Thanks, Mike. That's all, guys. I don't sell anything. Okay, let the organic way of the way I believe a good product should work by just word of mouth, just simply sharing, guys. So, guys, ask yourself the one big question today. How many people do you know who can afford to join our company Reach for free and would like to earn $100 for simply sharing one of our free products? Home solar value, buy a home with no money down. It's all free. There's no gotchas. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish up here and then I'll open up for some questions here on the licensed agent program because we have 2 programs for licensed agents. Okay. Option number 1 is you come in as an agent for free. We do not charge you 1 penny. Okay. Now, everybody else I've already talked about is people that are non-licensed agents. Come in for free, come out, make referrals. But now I'm talking just to the agents for a second. You have a license. Okay. You can join for free. All right. Bill has his link here. He's going to have it all set up for you. Click the link, you join for free. What you get under the free program is you can access our exclusive lending product that you can't get anywhere else. And you can share with the 30% of people in your community right now that you can't sell a house to. You have no lending product for the 30% of those people. So now today you can, for free, go share this lending product literally today with those people. Go out there and get to your next networking event. Go set up a booth at your next farmer's market. Get creative because you're the only agent in your town right now that has this product. It is so powerful, guys. If I lived in the US and I was an agent, I would have 20 people in the pre-approval status every week. I would get 20 people in, guaranteed. Because guys, when you start asking people that normally never thought they could buy, if they would rather buy instead of rent, they get really excited. And now there's hope. There's an opportunity for them to do so. So watch this, guys. So free, I can use this product and we don't charge you per lead. We don't do the Zillow Flex. You don't got to spend 10 grand with us. It's real simple. We just do a 70-30 split on the back end. Yeah, I had one agent say to me, well, Mike, why would I give you 30% of a lead that I bring? Because you don't have a product for the poor person to buy a home. It's simple, right? You don't have a product for them. So now you have a product. And so you pay for the product on the back end rather than us charge you up front. Right? We could charge 10 grand up front. I got agents right now that I know would pay 10 grand because they understand the power of it because they're already using it. They've been 3 weeks into it. They've already got tons of people in their pipeline. I got one agent's got, I don't know, he had 16, 17 people in the application process in his first week. And he just had a meeting at his office, right? And all these people came and bam, he created a buzz. Smart guy. Okay, so that's the free, guys. Also, when you're in the free program, when you put people through the application process, you still get $100 when they get approved. Even if they never buy a home with you, you still get the $100. Okay, so that's free. Now, agents, what is the difference between free and our yearly subscription? We have a yearly subscription that you can pay. The yearly subscription is $500 for the year. What are the benefits and why would I pay for that? Well, there's 3 really good benefits. Number 1 benefit on my personal leads I bring to the table, I don't do a 70-30 split. I do a 75-25 split on those. So I save 5% by being a part of the subscription program. Okay. If that doesn't get you excited, that's okay. It does add up though. But what about this one? Company leads that we generate from the thousands of people that join my company every month that don't have a real estate license, that are never going to get a real estate license, and they don't want to get a real estate license. When they go get their pre-approved buyers through the lending system, our system has to tag that person back to a real estate agent in that zip code. So as a company, all of our leads that come in have to go to the assigned agent in that zip code. If you're in a good zip code, meaning that just you're not 4 hours away in South Alabama from the airport, right? I mean, the likelihood of me getting you leads anytime soon is going to take time because I don't know anybody 4 hours south of Alabama just yet. Okay, but we can find them. Guys, just so you guys know, my strength is team building. I built teams of hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. In fact, I built a team, okay, in 9 months, larger than the entire EXP company, right? EXP, guys respect, I mean, some people like them, some people don't, but it's a big company. I built a team in 9 months larger than that entire company today. I don't say that to impress you, but to give you confidence that I can do my job, which is find the bird dogs to bring you pre-approved buyers in the market that you're in. And if I specifically know you're in a market and we work together, I will get lots of people in that market going out there, talking to their friends and family and finding pre-approved buyers for you, okay? It doesn't do me any good to promise you, to be a part of our leads program. You pay $500 a year and I don't get you a lead in the whole year. That makes me look bad. I don't want that. I don't want that negative ding on my credit. Okay. I want to have good credit with you. And all I have to do is give you 1 lead in a year and it pays for itself. Okay. One house sold, okay, pays for the $500 for the year. But guys, it's more than that. If you're a licensed agent, you can share this product, this company, this service with any other licensed agent. And when they sign up with you, whether they sign up for free or they pay $500, it doesn't matter. You get 5% of every real estate transaction that person ever runs through our program. They don't have to leave their brokerage, guys. Think about this for a second. All of my Keller Williams folks, all of my EXP people, right? Some people in the industry don't like those guys. Okay, why? Because I'm a broker and I've lost 8 other agents because EXP people recruited them away and they had to take them away from my brokerage and put them in theirs. Guys, there's headbutts amongst the companies out there that do this. Okay, I'm not knocking them. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying here, they don't have to leave their brokerage. I can be in Florida, be in this program, and I can sign up Susan. I can sign up Kim. I can sign up Wendy in Arizona. I can sign up Damian in Georgia. And they get to stay at their brokerage, but now have access to this product, lending product, and I make 5% of anything they ever do on the real estate side. Guys, it is so powerful, okay? So powerful. Let me pull up another statistic real quick for you. 1 second here. Let me see where I did right here. One second. Check this out. Guys, check this out. We have a broker package. I'm not going to get into the details today, but I'm going to invite you that if you are a broker or you know a broker, to Thursday, Bill will send out a link, Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. We have a special broker package where a broker can buy a lot of seats of the 500. They can buy a lot of seats and a broker can give them away for free. 2 people. And the broker gets an automatic 5% override on all the seats that he or she gives away. This was an idea that a big successful broker gave to us. He goes, man, I would spend $5,000 and buy 20 seats if you let me, and let me give those away and they're tagged to me to my friends in other states that I want them to have access to this program. I know they're a go-getter. And if I can make 5% off the real estate transaction of all those deals for life, I'm coded to that. Guys, it's amazing. So look, guys, in closing here, what is the power of this program? The power is, as a real estate agent, you are going to organically have these bird dogs joining your team because the Uber driver wants to make more money. Your server at Outback Steakhouse that did a good job for you, that you thought had such a great attitude and good charisma, you can now ask them, do they keep their options open for making more money? Do you know that anybody that's serving as a waitress or waiter, the answer will always be yes? I'm not serving because I enjoy it. I'm doing it to make money. So now as a real estate agent, I tell Bill, he's my server, I go, Bill, hey, listen, I'm going to send you a link. It's a cool video where you can make some money by referring good real estate to me, and you get paid for it. Bill goes, cool, I love it. So think about how cool that is. Bill joins for free, right? Joins my website for free. And now all of a sudden, Bill goes out and he starts sharing the No Money Down program with a few friends, gets them in the application process. When the bird dogs are on your team, those leads automatically go directly to you. When they're generated from the company, my company, from other people, they go on a round robin in the zip code. Now, guys, I want to be very clear. The $500 yearly subscription, you're grandfathered into that price. It'll never go up on you when you pay the $500 for the year. But I can tell you now, it will go to $5,000 and it will go to $25,000 and then it will be locked out. Why? We don't need 10,000 agents in Orlando, Florida. You understand? We want to have enough agents that are spread amongst the areas that it doesn't dilute the product. It's an exclusive product. No one in the country has it. So agents, we want to protect your market and not allow 600 agents in your small little town of Georgia. That wouldn't make it fun where everybody says they have a zero money down program. Well, that's not that there's no advantage as an agent. So we want to make it right now super affordable so we get a lot of agents in the door. Lock your spots in. $500 for the year is nothing. And then as the leads start to come in, as we keep on putting gas on the fire, guys, we bring on 300, 500 new people every week, right? We're going to, that'll turn to 2,000 a week. The more that happens and the stories start to come from it, all of those bird dogs are going to generate piles of pre-approved buyers, and we must connect them to agents. So guys, we're not putting the gasoline yet on that fire, because our important piece right now, and why Bill made this a very kind of real estate call directed to you agents, is because right now for the next 60 and 90 days, we want to get our network of agents established well. And we also want to make sure as an agent, you're connected to the pipeline to PRMI. So when you can see when the person uploaded the application, put their bank statements, uploaded their tax documents, they're pre-qualified now, and now they're moving to pre-approval status. You can have visual on all of that. So you know when to start to communicate with that person, it's very important, okay? So guys, the last thing I said is we have an academy. For those that want to partake in that, it's a $200 yearly fee. If you're an agent, you automatically get this. You don't pay $500 plus $2. This is for non-agents, okay? Non-agents, you can be a part of our academy. And what that does is it unlocks all of our compensation where you can earn more money, more bonuses, more different things like that. But I don't want to get lost in the weeds because I want all of you to know that when you sign up for free, okay, it's free. You can log in after you sign up to what we call your back office. And when you log in there, there's on the resource, it says comp plan. You can click that and it's a full video and a PDF that explains everything, because you can build a big brokerage here of people and you can get paid into infinity from your team. But we're not going to go down that road today, because what I want to kind of sum up here for all of you is, look, you as an agent, okay, the reason we made the free program is for you to kick the tires on us. We know that some of you are hesitant. There's been a lot of crappy lead programs in the real estate market that people are just tired of it. That's why we're here. We know that. So we want you to come in for free and come on a couple calls. We have a real estate call this Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Come on a couple calls. Take one person, take one client and put them through the lending process. See how that experience goes. And if you like it and you're happy with it, is think about, okay, now I might upgrade, because I can upgrade anytime to be a $500 subscription, and then I get company leads and I can recruit other real estate agents. That's fine. Come in the free, test us out, see how it goes. But there's a few of you on here, okay? People like Michelle, I don't know her yet, but I can tell from her picture she's a go-getter, okay? I can tell. And so someone like her may say, hey, look, man, I'm ready to go. You sold me on the fact that the people can have a house with no money down. This program is run by a multi-billion-dollar lender who just gets it. I'm all in. I love this. And I want leads from your company, but I want to go recruit real estate agents because I know a lot of agents that would see the value in this product. And you're telling me that I get 5% for life on anything they do? I'm in. Sold. Send me the link. Let's go, Bill. Okay. So, guys, with that, I just want to say thank you, Bill, again for the opportunity to present. I want to say thank you to all of you for giving me a chance to present. And again, for all of you that want to ask a lot of deep questions to the lender himself, that's on Thursday. Come in, I invite you afterwards, and you don't even have to show up early, right? He comes on at the end and you can just fire away. We keep the call open until every question's answered. But if you have any questions on my presentation and the basics that I went over, if I can answer them for you, Bill, is this now the time that we want to do that? I'll pass it to you.
I think this is the perfect time. So let's use the raise hand feature first for if anybody would like to raise your hand and ask any live questions, let's do it. In the meantime, Mike, we had a few in the chat that were really great. I'm just going to scroll back and see if we can touch base. Is this, oh, actually, you mentioned this already. It's not just for single family homes, right? It works for condos.
That's correct. In a lot of different scenarios, guys, it can work for, as long as the person is going to live in the residency. So it could be a 4-unit triplex and I'm going to live in one of the 4 and rent the other 3 out. It could qualify. If I live in a condo and I'm not allowed to have solar panels, but I have a garage or a storage of some sort where I could connect some batteries, I could qualify for. In some cases, if it's not enough, because remember the buy power, right, is the larger the utility, the more that we can offset that, the more buying power I get to completely cover everything where I don't pay a penny for down payment. But in some cases, I might have to put 2% down if I'm just going to use it one battery because I'm not offsetting the utility enough for enough buying power. But 5% down is better than 10 or 15 if I was already a traditional buyer. But guys, you can use, when you go through the lender, the client can specifically ask and say, hey, I prefer to look at another option than solar. What else could I qualify for? And he already knows the numbers because he's already seen your information.
Love that. And this might be more direct to the lender, but can this be used to buy a farm?
Absolutely, it sure can. And it can be used for refinancing. So guys, I didn't mention that. I should put it in my slide deck. It's for refinancing too. So guys, people that got hit hard with these higher interest rates a couple years ago, phenomenal clientele to put through this now because we do the refi using the same program, the same concept. So it does work for farms and it does work for refi. And for farms, it's really good because for a farm, right, you would want to go with a ground mount instead of putting the system on the roof because then you can feed electricity to the farm and to the house and the panels don't have to go on the roof. Right. So a lot of farmers build these beautiful, we build it for them, these beautiful, what they call ground mounts. So it's kind of way off in the corner and people don't see it. So people that are, don't like the ugly panels really love it when they do it on property.
Refis are huge, Mike, especially on this loan signing side too.
Absolutely. Very, very much so.
I would just want to say I want to welcome the new members who have already signed up. You see the value in this. Welcome to the program. I can't wait to see where you go with this. Can you have
Yes,
ground mounts for a residential? Mike says yes.
absolutely. Yep. As long as there's space for sure.
Yeah. Guys, this is a huge opportunity. And remember, as you're thinking about this, one of the fastest ways to deepify or grow or deepen a relationship is to help people achieve their dreams. Bring them a customer. If you're a loan signing agent who's seeing the value in this, but not sure how to connect the dots to your real estate agent clients, bring this program to them, introduce this to them, bring clients to them. Yes, Aldana, you're a loan signing agent. Most of the people in my community are exactly that. We work on the periphery of the real estate industry. But this whole thing is built on relationships. As Mike said in the very beginning, this is a program that's changing everything. And there are staggering statistics of real estate agents. It's a tough market for many real estate agents right now. And if 30% of their pipeline can now suddenly qualify for home buying, guys, this is a game changer.
Bill, there was a question. They said if the difference between the free and paid, do I get the landing pages with the paid? You get the landing pages, all the marketing, everything for free. You don't have to pay for anything, guys. The only thing that you pay for if I'm a real estate agent is to put my license information in so I can get leads from the company and I can recruit other real estate agents and earn 5% from that transaction. So that's for the people that pay under the real estate license. If I just pay for the academy, the Reach Academy for 200, the one-time fee for 200, what that does is that unlocks the real estate course. There's a course in there that's phenomenal. You get access to that course, but really what you get access to is the full compensation, which is way more than I talked about today. There is so much more money here, guys. It's scary. I mean, literally, you could make $250,000 a month, $1 million a month. I mean, the money's unlimited. I just don't go down the weeds in a normal presentation like this. But when you pay for the academy, you unlock everything. All of what you guys saw today is all in the free. You don't have to pay for anything to get that $100, to get the $400 when someone says yes, to get the marketing tools, the systems, the landing page, the trainings. All of that is free.
Yeah, that's so huge. And I'm so glad that you brought up the course. I was so impressed. Guys, you know how it is when we're busy and we're like, all right, here's another course I got to take. I have been putting this off for months now, and I took it in the background thinking it wasn't going to be anything. And it turned out to be a masterclass in real estate investing. Like it is really solid material on the true value and how to use leverage real estate to build wealth. So very impressive. Mike, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait for our next session. Guys, I will send out the replay. Plus, down below in the show notes, if you're watching the replay, I have all the links you need to join this program completely free. Or if you're a real estate agent and you want to upgrade to these other programs, everything to get started is for you down below. Mike, any closing words you'd have for anybody who's teetering on the edge?
Yeah, one thing, someone said I'm not a buyer's agent, right? So maybe you work with the sellers, but let me tell you, if to go sell a home, here's the big advantage, guys. Imagine this, okay? Bill's looking to sell his house. He's got some agents out there, right? That he's friends with. But I know him. And I say, Bill, what are you up to? He goes, man, I'm looking to sell my house. I'm trying to find which agent I really feel most comfortable going with. I said, Bill, let me explain something to you. Every agent is going to offer the same lending products to all of the clients that come through the door. The number one reason why someone doesn't buy a home today, Bill, is because of the down payment. I have an exclusive product that I'm able to give people to buy your home with no down payment needed, which means I probably can sell your house faster than any other agent because I have access to all the lending products that they have, but I'm the only one that has access to this product in the area. And so I'd love to sell your house much faster than everybody else because I can get people through the open house with a big no money down sign and get advertising out there with my name on it. And I'll get more people to my open house than the average realtor ever would because no money down is attractive. And when they really see the details of how good it is, that makes me maybe sell your house a little bit faster. So that's one big advantage there. Bill, there was one question now. I see Melissa here. I'm happy to stay and answer for her.
Yeah, I love that. And I just love that this is way outside the box. Like when you said that there's nothing else like this, it is really going to require that agents who have been in this business for years to step back and say, maybe something else new could actually come in here that's not the same old,
That's right. That's
So you gotta be
exactly.
open-minded, and I love that you guys are here for that. Melissa, always love to see you here. Come on up. How can we help today?
Okay, well, 5 years ago when I started the notary business, I wanted to make extra money to invest in real estate. So this sounds really appealing. Can you join for free now and then get on the program later?
Absolutely. I welcome everybody to come free. That's why I hope that 19 people on here all sign up today for free. Just make that your first thing. I'm going to sign up for free. And then those that see the opportunity right away, move down the path and pay that you want. But the rest of you just come in and walk the walk with us a little bit, right? Come, like Bill said, just step back a little bit and go, okay, I'm going to do a little bit more research, but you can still sign up for free while you're doing your research. So absolutely. And I love it. Damon said, I've already signed up. I've seen a few of you already say you signed up. I love that. And yes, we are in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you are. Wait. I don't have that on the list.
It's a secret. It's coming. It's coming. So it's by the time you get registered and upload a couple bills or anything like that, Pennsylvania will be open.
Nice.
Yeah, and also Michigan. So you know, Pennsylvania and Michigan are on the roadmap. In the next couple weeks, you'll see both of those markets open up.
That's huge. All right.
Not,
See,
not
31
Tennessee
states and
yet.
growing.
That's right. Not Tennessee yet. Tennessee is a rough utility state. It's so mean and so political and nasty. But guys, the goal is that we get every state. Okay, just so you know, the lender is in every state, but we only operate the renewable energy products in the 31. But we will, by the end of the year, 10 more states will open. So just be on the lookout.
Nice. And always remember too, guys, this it's very easy to think about where we are at physically at this moment, but we all know people who live in other states. We all know professional networks that live in other states. So there's an opportunity to really bring value to your network by just introducing this. And there's another session tomorrow we're doing at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on live today and you're like, holy crap, this person needs to hear this, invite them to tomorrow. And we're going to be doing this a long time, right? This is not a one-off. Mike and I have been working for years on different projects. So this is here and it's here to stay. So get dialed in, get excited about it because it is different, it's new, and it has tons of potential and opportunity here. It's already changing lives, and you can impact the growth and expansion of this.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Somebody asked where the sign up link is. I think you've got it all over the place.
I do, yes. And I'm going to post this in there one more time for you, Melissa. There you go. I'll post that in there. Plus, if you're watching the replay, those links will be down below in the show notes for you. And also in the email that you're probably receiving this replay on as well. Mike, again, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate your commitment to the industry and everything that you do for us and making this available to our notary community. So thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.